Hi, it's Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Thanks for taking a minute to listen in. In a moment, I'll share with you some valuable information about this urgent topic, rent to own in Los Angeles. No down payment, zero down on LA Lofts. This is real estate news, with an urgent update about downtown Los Angeles real estate. If you see any properties that you find any interest in, or see any lofts, condos, anything on this article or website that piques your interest, let me know and I will gladly send you a property information packet about any loft, condo, house, or any property, or we will arrange for private preview upon request. If you have a home you'd like to sell, then you should know that I will guarantee the sale of your present home at a price acceptable to you, or I'll buy it for cash. This guarantee will allow you to buy your next home without worrying about selling your present home. To find out how much you could sell your home for, call me at 213-880-9910 now. For years, our real estate team has occasionally been asked by prospective home buyers if we could help them to find a rent-to-own home in the greater Los Angeles area. Are there any good rent-to-own properties for sale, or are there programs for moderate income and first-time home buyers with no down payment? For years, the answer was usually no, until now. I just finished doing another Anchor audio webcast episode about low down payments, so I wanted to talk briefly about something related to low down payments because I mentioned rent to own. First, let me give you some background. I've been aware of rent to own since I was 14 years old in 1980. There was a store down the street. It had some furniture, televisions, appliances, and so forth. It was a rent to own retail store. And I said, Mom, look at this. We can get, I forgot exactly what it was I wanted, probably a bigger television or something that was like $25 a month or whatever. I knew my mother did not have thousands of dollars laying around, but she did have a job. She had an income. So I brought up the subject to my mother. I said, Mom, what do you think about this? Because I knew, though, that when you're doing a rent-to-own, you end up paying a lot more money for it when it's all said and done. I read the fine print that said you're paying, 2 or 3 times as much for the television set or washer and dryer if you do the rent-to-own versus if you just go and buy the thing. So my mother was not rich, but she knew enough to not do a rent-to-own unless she could afford to pay cash or get a very good deal with some regular financing. So most memorably, when my parents owned homes as I was growing up, we were always a lot better off. When we were renting a place, I would always ask them, and they would always tell me, what is the deal with this home? How much does it cost? How much did it cost to buy, or how much does it cost to rent? My parents would always tell me, fortunately. So I've always been able to keep an eye on that, on real estate, basically since the 1970s. The early 70s. So, as I mentioned, but that's why I'm talking about rent to own now regarding real estate. As I mentioned in my Anchor audio webcast episode, that I've gotten more than one phone call over the past 10 years, from people asking if they could rent to own real estate. I've always been around downtown Los Angeles and central Los Angeles during that time. Well, it is possible to find those, but is it practical? Is it practically possible? No, because there are too few. There are so few that whoever wants these rent-to-own properties, they are unlikely to want to live in any particular neighborhood or in that location or in that property that happens to be available for rent-to-own. So that's why for my team, in 10 years, we have never done one single rent-to-own transaction in Los Angeles or anywhere else for that matter. But something has changed recently. Zero down payment. So what are the reasons why some people want to do a rent-to-own real estate transaction? What are they trying to accomplish? They want to own a property, but with a low down payment or no down payment. So we have what is equivalent or better than rent-to-own right now, and that just became available. This just became available. Many amazing properties with reduced prices and reduced payments. A 0% to 2% down home loan, which is the same as if you're going to rent a place, or cheaper than if you're going to rent to own, because you're going to be paying a lot less money for the property if you just buy it and put down an extremely low down payment or no down payment. So we're talking about little or no down payment. So getting a result that is better than rent to own, much better than a rental, an actual real estate purchase. So we have now something Lofts, of course, because we're talking about the LA Loft blog. So these are far better than any rent to own because you can often end up putting less down, sometimes nothing down. With renting, you usually need to put down a couple months of rent, or 1 month rent and 1 month deposit, or more. So we have something that's better than that. I'm going to be giving more information, putting more on the LA Loft blog about rent to own. So how renters are usually going to end up paying a lot more money for the rent to own, and renters will be putting down, more down payment on a rent to own. Fortunately, these prospective home buyers can instead find the right deal, such as an amazing loft for sale in downtown Los Angeles, or many other properties to choose from across California and some in other states as well. So this zero down deal was not previously available. It was not practical several years ago, but it is today. So this is real news. I'm ringing the bell. Real estate news alert. Rent to own is not as good as what we have available to us right now. What I mean is, instead of paying 2% or 7% more for an undesirable property, the home buyer is going to pay 2% to 7% less for an amazing loft right now. So that's the actual situation. And instead of putting down 2 months, buyers may now put down potentially about the same, or perhaps even less, maybe zero down payment. So now we're getting more and sellers to pay that 1%. So we're getting more and more sellers to pay that 1% to 2% instead of having the buyer pay it. So it bears repeating that the buyer can often put down zero at this moment in time. So this is an urgent update about rent to own and also buying a loft with nothing down, or getting an amazing loft in downtown Los Angeles, condo or house near LA or somewhere in Southern California. So check out the recent Loft blog post about huge price reductions. Make sure you get in touch with me, Corey Chambers, at 213-880-9910. Call me if you're thinking about making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. Also, if you're currently renting and your lease is coming up to end in 3 to 6 months or so, and you're ready to stop paying rent, you're ready to stop paying your landlord's mortgage, because now is the time to do it. There is a time and a place for everything, and right now is the time and place for little or no down payment. This is an exclusive program for moderate income buyers who qualify. It is subject to seller negotiation as well to get that zero down, because we are going to negotiate to get the seller to pay for you, to pay for all of it for you. So this is what else? That's it. You can scroll down and fill out this form, and that will get you more information about this program. It'll also get you more information about the properties that are potentially taking part or that may qualify for this program to do the 0% to 2% down payment. So that's it. To get started, just fill that out and submit it. That's it. So this is obviously better than rent to own. This is own without having to rent and without having to put down a big down payment, and potentially without even having to put down a small or medium-sized down payment. I'm Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Thank you so much for taking a look and a listen. As I mentioned, a property information packet about any of these homes or a private preview is available upon request. Call 213-880-9910 now. Thanks again. You take care. Bye-bye.